Hello, welcome to FightCore USA.
If you lost every second of every round, you would obviously lose the fight. You lost the first round. You lost the second round. You lost the third round. No matter what happens, you can't catch up because you lost every second of every round. But if you're a puncher and you've knockout power and you've hurt your opponent at least once, no matter what happens, you are still in the fight because one punch can change everything. One punch can make all the difference. This is called puncher's chance. It doesn't matter how bad you're getting beat. As long as you have one punch, you got a chance. It's the great Equalizer. People try to use this term loosely, but in reality it only applies in certain situations. And we are going to break down when it applies today on this episode of A Fight with Teddy Atlas. Let's get right into it. Let's start with the basics. A puncher is someone who has one punch knockout power. It's not about how many punches they hit, it's about do they have one punch knockout power. Now, I know there's people watching this video that might be thinking, Teddy, you don't know my personal life. I've been training for years. I have 27 knockouts and 38 fights. I am a puncher! Stop! Don't get mad at me! I don't know you! I'm just talking about the professional level. If you have one punch knockout power, you can hit anybody in the world with one punch and knock them out. That makes you a puncher. Now, if you're a professional fighter and you're watching this video, oh, yeah, I am a puncher, but I need 2 or 3 punches to put guys away. No, that's not being a puncher. That's having multiple weapons. That's good. That's a plus. But to be considered a puncher, you need one punch knockout power. Some people say it's more than that. It's not. It's one punch knockout power. Now, in order to be a puncher, you have to actually hit somebody with that one punch. So if you throw it and you miss, it doesn't do any good. You have to connect with that one punch. And also, you have to hurt the other guy. There are people who have very heavy hands. But if you hit someone with a punch and they're not hurt, it's not a knockout punch. So now we understand the basic definition. Someone who has one punch knockout power. They hit the guy with that punch, and the guy is hurt. We saw it happen last weekend in Las Vegas. Mike Tyson was getting beaten almost every second of every round. He was behind on all 3 judges' scorecards, but you could see that whenever he landed one of his big power punches, something happened. You could see that Deontay Wilder, even though he was getting beat, was still in the fight because he hurt Anthony Joshua. And when he hurt Anthony Joshua, he hurt him badly. There were moments in the fight where I said, wow, Deontay Wilder might put this guy away right now. Even though he was getting beat and he was down on the score, he was still in the fight because he had power. And that's called puncher's chance. You can't ever count a power puncher out. The reason you can't count a power puncher out is because they have puncher's chance. They have a chance to change everything with one punch, and you can't take that away from them. They have puncher's chance until they're out of gas. They have puncher's chance until they miss the punch. But as long as they have the ability to throw the punch, and they throw the punch, and it lands, they have a puncher's chance. Now, Wilder couldn't get it done. Tyson couldn't get it done. In both those cases, the fighters with the puncher's chance lost the fight. But they both had puncher's chance. So you can't count them out. That's the key thing here. You may be winning every second of every round. You may be beating a guy badly, but if he has puncher's chance, you gotta be careful. Now, what if you're the puncher? What if you're the one who has puncher's chance? First of all, you have to believe in your own power. You have to know that you have one-punch knockout power. You have to know that you can end this guy's night. And then you have to have the confidence to let your hands go. You have to be willing to go for the knockout. If you're the puncher and you're fighting the technician, you have to believe that one punch can make all the difference. You have to believe that even though you're losing every second of every round, it doesn't matter. You have to have the courage and the confidence to let your hands go and to try and end a guy's night. Because that's what puncher's chance is. It's hoping that you can land that one perfect punch that will erase everything that happened before. And you can never count a puncher out, especially in boxing, because you have 12 rounds to get it done. And all it takes is one punch. It's easy to say, no, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna box the guy. I'm gonna beat him every second of every round. It's easier said than done. Anybody who thinks they've gone, nah, go out there and box a puncher and beat him every second of every round is crazy. That's not gonna happen. Because in boxing, you only need one punch. All it takes is one punch. And the reason why you can never count a puncher out is because in boxing, you have 12 rounds. So if you're behind on the scorecards, you have time to make it back. You have time to change everything. So you always have to be careful with the puncher, especially in boxing. Now, it's different in mixed martial arts because you have 5 minutes in most cases. So you don't have as much time to come back, and you don't have 12 rounds. So it's harder to come back. It's a little bit different in mixed martial arts. But in boxing, you can always come back. That's the beauty of boxing. That's why you can never count a puncher out. That's why the puncher has the last laugh sometimes. Because they got 12 rounds to get it done. All it takes is one punch. But when you're the technician and you're fighting the puncher, you gotta be careful because all it takes is one punch. And it doesn't matter how good you are, how technical you are, how much better you are than the puncher. He has a puncher's chance. He has a chance to end your night. So, you have to be careful. You have to respect the puncher. You can't look at the puncher like he's nothing. You have to respect the puncher. And if you don't respect the puncher, you might pay the price. Guys like Mike Tyson, they have puncher's chance. They have a puncher's mentality. They have the ability to end your night. You have to respect that. You have to give them respect. And if you don't, you might pay the price. Now, does this mean that if you're a puncher, you should just try and stand there and slug it out with a better technician? No. If you're a puncher, you have to know how to use your puncher's chance. You have to know when to stand in the pocket and let your hands go. You have to know how to box and jab and move and then let your hands go and catch the guy with the one perfect punch. That's how you use punchers, chap. You don't just stand there and slug it out with a technician. You have to be smart. You have to be a student of the game. You have to know when to let your hands go And you have to know how to get the guy to where you can let your hands go. And if you can do that, you can use your puncher's chance to its maximum potential. But you can never count a puncher out. Because all it takes is one punch. It doesn't matter if you're winning every second of every round. If the puncher has a puncher's chance, you can never count them out. That's all for this week's episode of The Fight with Teddy Atlas. For more fight news and analysis, stay tuned to our channel. Thanks for watching!
Okay guys, thank you for watching my videos.